How are you today? I am fantastic because this day, today, starts the day of a month full of all of your favorite recipes. And today is the first of a week of chicken recipes because we know how much you love chicken. We're doing a sauteed chicken with mushrooms in a white wine sauce. And if you follow me, you will have dinner on the table in 25 minutes or less. The first thing you want to do is quarter 1 pound of mushrooms. If the bottoms have any brown on them, you might want to just slice that off. But these mushrooms actually look very, very fresh. If they're really, really big, you can cut them into smaller pieces. They should just all be about the same size. What I try to do in these dishes is have as few ingredients as possible that give the most flavor. And mushrooms are full of flavor, so less ingredients means more time for you. That's most of your prep. You're practically ready to start cooking. Into a bowl. Don't worry, those mushrooms will cook down, believe me. Then what you do is you take a pound, this is a pound of chicken cutlets. I'm just patting them dry, make sure that they're nice and dry so that they brown well. Season the chicken breast on both sides. Have your pan preheating. I have mine on a low. I'm gonna turn it up to medium-high when I go over there. And then dredge it lightly in the flour. I have a 1/4 cup of flour, which I'm probably not gonna use all of, but you wanna have enough that you can really get a nice coating on there because the flour is going to help the chicken brown and it's also going to help the pan sauce thicken. I think I've talked about that before, but a very, very light coating is good. A heavy coating, gloppy and disgusting. Don't do it, okay? All right, you wanna saute these. Turn up the heat to medium-high. The pan will be like just slightly warm. Then you're gonna cook the chicken in a combination of a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter. I'm a little afraid my pan got too hot, but I'm gonna put it right in with my oil, let it melt. Step away from the splatter. Butter is very splattery. All right, quickly, before it browns, add your chicken. If you need to, you can do this in 2 batches. What you're looking to do is cook the chicken through and get it a little bit brown. So obviously you wanna do it in a single layer. About 3 minutes per side. So just let that alone. And while you're waiting, use your time to chop some thyme. Time after time, she's a cheese ball. You need about 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh thyme. If you can't find fresh or you just don't feel like going out and buying it, use dry thyme. About 2 teaspoons is probably about right. There are some dried herbs that I'm completely against, for instance, cilantro and parsley and basil, but there are some dried herbs that I'm totally for instance, thyme, sometimes rosemary, and definitely oregano. Now you know my policy on herbs. Just think of all the time you would have saved if you'd used dried thyme. Of course, you wouldn't have anything to ABP about, though. You'd just be standing there waiting for your chicken to saute. I'm gonna turn over my chicken because I think it's ready to turn. Why, yes it is. Look how brown and beautiful. You're really looking to cook these completely through and then you rewarm them in the sauce at the end. So make sure that they're nice and cooked. Back to the time. Time to finish the time. I mean, the puns are endless really when it comes to time, don't you think? I just don't have the time. No dinner for you. Time to take the chicken out. I'm gonna put them on a clean plate when they're done, so I'm not putting them back on the dirty chicken plate, and finish the sauce. All right, now add your mushrooms and 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm adding the mushrooms first so that my butter does not burn. I've turned my heat to medium, but now I'm gonna turn it back up and I'm gonna let them start to cook down and then I'm gonna add my 2 tablespoons of butter. There's something about the way that mushrooms squeak when they're in the pan that reminds me of that like nails on a chalkboard thing. Ugh. I'm gonna season it too while I'm here to make myself stop thinking about all that squeaking. These are the squeakiest mushrooms I have ever cooked. I wonder if it's because I didn't put the butter in the pan yet. Putting it in now. I can't take all that squeaking. Is that crazy? I never said I wasn't crazy. Now you can add your thyme. The 2 tablespoons. Almost there. Oh, so fragrant. This should cook for about 6 minutes. You want them to cook down, get a little bit golden, and release their liquid, and then have the liquid evaporate. Right now we're at the liquid coming out stage. While the mushrooms cook, I have one more thing to do. It's chop some parsley. I would say the thyme is integral to the dish. The parsley is just a little added bonus if you want it. You definitely want to chop your herbs before your dish is done, otherwise it's sitting in your pan overcooking while you're waiting to chop your herbs. So definitely get that done ahead of time. As you can see, all the liquid has now evaporated from the pan, which means it's time to deglaze the pan with the white wine. I'm using a 1/4 cup of white wine. If you don't want to use white wine, you can double the stock, which is a 1/4 cup, so you can go to a 1/2 cup. Or you could use marsala, make chicken marsala. Okay, so then add the stock, and you want to cook this till it's reduced by about half. That might take about 3 minutes. It doesn't have to reduce that much, because what's going to happen is now you're going to add the chicks with the little flour on it, nestle them down inside the sauce, and you'll be amazed at how quickly the sauce thickens up. It's crazy. And all the little bits of flour that are attached to the outside of the chicken are going to mix in with the sauce, and so you'll get a really nice velvety sauce. Turn everything to coat, and then just simmer it till it thickens a little bit. Make sure you add any juices that were on your pan. There's so many mushrooms, I can't even see if the sauce is thickened, but it has. And that's beautiful one-pan dinner full of fresh herbs and woodsy flavor. Add your parsley. Oh my goodness, people. You are not gonna believe that you made this. So delicious, golden brown. Put this on a platter, because I think it's platter worthy. And wait for the oohs and ahs. Everybody's gonna say, oh my God, are we in a restaurant? And you're gonna say, no, I made it myself. Fast and delicious and literally restaurant worthy. Serve this on some instant polenta or rice, and everybody is gonna be clamoring for more. And you're gonna make this, it's gonna be in your repertoire from now on. Ah, yeah, finger licking good. Eat with your fingers, I don't care, it's totally cool.